Are we going? Are we going? I think we are going. Let's just go to our editor here. Hello, everybody. We're doing our live stream now. Just give me a second to figure this all out. This is my first one in our new setup here. So I want to just make sure everything is working. Where's our restream so I can see that we're actually...
Restream?
Is it in this one?
Yeah.
Sending data. Does that mean it's still connecting? Test, test. Can you go check and see if my sound is good?
Yep.
Trying a whole new setup right here. We're currently renovating this room to turn it to more live studios. So
I'm just going to grab the headphones, actually.
Headphones are great.
Do a real audio test. Whoop.
Yeah, smack me with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, you are live. I am live. Hi, I can read you. Okay, so tell me how it sounds. This is our first time. Like, we just formatted this computer. We just installed a new capture device. Obviously, we need better lighting right here. I get that. We're currently painting. We're currently redesigning this room, so the lighting is going to be poor. The sound should be good, though. So if the sound's not good, let me know. James Jones, yes, we are doing Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm so excited for it. And hi to Donkey Endor fans.
Sounding fine.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay, like, do I sound really good or just fine?
No, it sounds good.
All right. Sound is fine here. I got that twitch. Sounds good as long as you don't turn around. When I go like this, do you hear like ruffling? Because I have the lapel mic right here.
It's not too bad. It's a little echoey, but that's...
Echoey, that's just the room. That's the room. Yeah, that's something we might want to work on, is maybe tacking some stuff on the walls.
Yeah, there is some stuff in the kitchenette.
Yeah, I'm sure we could work that out. So what I'm going to be doing in this stream is for about an hour, I'm going to, as you can see, I've got a map out right here. And I'm going to be working on this one as well as the city map, because we're developing a new location for it. Right now I'm using Inkarnate. That's Inkarnate. I'll put it in the chat if you want to. More mic doesn't pick up through your skin or cheek. So it's Inkarnate is the software I'm using right now. And that it's actually really nice. It doesn't cost very much. It's like $25 a year or $5 a month. It's online, so you can access it from anywhere. And it's basically just an editor that lets you make the map. They have a bunch of assets. Essentially, like what you're seeing right here, this is the continent, which is still unnamed, that we're going to be playing in. It's for scaling size, this is smaller than Australia. So Australia would take up a little bit more than this entire space if you're looking at like how many miles across it is or kilometers across it happens to be. So yeah, I've got to name that, come up with all the locations mean, and I made this map probably in 2 or 3 hours with all their pre-made settings and stuff. Now, it's limited. It doesn't have everything that you want it to be able to do. And then I also made the city map. You know what? I'll just pull up the city map right now too, so you can see it. So maps. Yeah, I know. Leaving it will destroy everything. So here's the city that I'm working on. Herrenberg is the name of the city. It's going to load. It'll take a minute to load. But this is the same software, so you can just change the scaling of everything. Boom, there it is. And so there's a bunch of names that you can see all over this. These need to be redone. So this is just my quick, I threw together. How many mimics currently inhabit the city? Every door is a mimic door, of course. So Mother 007, are you doing a session? Not right now. Right now I'm just working on the maps. And I'm looking for ideas. So as we get more people on this, that if you want to help me name things, I want to talk about the background, get ideas for that, and I want to type up some ideas as well. So I'm just going to be opening up like a notepad kind of thing. Can I play? We've already got all our players set up. It's going to be Steve and Luca will be our employees who are playing, and we got Kenny. If you're familiar with Kenny, he's been in for a lot of battle reports. He's going to be in it. And then we got 3 new guests that have not been on the show before. All of them are from at least around the area. One of them is driving actually a couple hours away for every session, which will be every Tuesday afternoon Eastern time. And so there'll be 6 players in total. Pretty much all of them, except for Steve, have been Dungeon Masters before for D&D. So that hopefully means that everybody, between all of us, will get most of the rules right. But, you know, whatever happens, happens. So... But yeah, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. That's the hard thing. Almost got to shut down the chat until I'm ready to interact. But So yeah, so we're just trying to design all that right now, which reminds me, I need to actually grab my book. I'll be right back. You'll be able to hear me still because I'm all mic'd up. Need my book. Need my book. Oh, there we are. Got my book. Coming back with my book. Got my book. Handy, handy notebook. Yeah, so we've got Steve playing a halfling rogue, Luca playing a half-orc barbarian, Kenny is playing just a human fighter. That's a very straightforward human fighter. Then we got 3 other guys. Ben will be a human bard, Jeremy a human cleric, and Thomas a high elf wizard. So that'll be our initial party. Starting at level 1, nice and easy. Amy Brimcombe was asking, you may have answered this, how far out are we looking, and will this be a campaign or just single games? It's a campaign, hopefully starting the first Tuesday in December if everything is ready to go. We will be live streaming it on Twitch. We're working right now to become a Twitch partner. In order to qualify as a Twitch partner, you have to have streamed so much in the 30-day period, so many days and so many hours, and have so many kinds of viewers. So if you're currently watching us on YouTube, you can do us a huge favor by coming on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/miniwargaming. I'll put it in your chat. If you don't mind coming over and watching it here, it'll help our numbers so that we can apply to be a Twitch affiliate and then a Twitch partner. As soon as we have all that, then we'll be able to have Twitch subscribers. We'll offer a lot more content. Nope, I'm over watching on Twitch. No, I can see now in the chat. I can see who's watching on Twitch and who's watching on YouTube. So yes, thank you for those who are on Twitch right now. Thank you for everybody for joining. And we're going to get started in just a second, actually going through all of this. I'm just trying to pull up the part that shows me how many people are on. It is somewhere. I'm sure I will figure this all out eventually. Where can I see that? It's not there. There we are, live dashboard. No, it's not showing me how many are on Twitch. It says 0, but I see people chatting on Twitch. So I guess I could just open up Twitch. So what we want is 75 to 100. Yeah, see, we're only like 20 right now. But at the same time, I did not tell people in advance about this because we weren't sure if we were going to get everything working. And I kind of just decided this morning to do this as well. How is Dave? Is he okay? Dave is great. Yeah. Yes. And so we're going to be doing more live streams. So without further ado, anybody who wants to help out here is welcome to. And so just to give a little brief thing before we really get into it of how we're going to be doing all this live stream. We're going to be doing more live sit and talks. We're going to be doing live role-playing game shows. We're going to be doing live talk shows. Basically having an entire array of live shows. And this will all be starting over the next couple of months. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks, you'll start to see more and more of these actually being broadcast. And the idea behind this is to give you guys another type of content to watch. And this will not take away from what we're currently doing. And hopefully open up other ways that we can get revenue streams so that we can grow Mini Wargaming and do even more stuff for you. So if you want to help support us for our chats, then of course the easiest way right now, because we're not a Twitch affiliate, is to, you can go to streamlabs.com/miniwargaming is the one way to send donations, or you can use a super chat as well. Just understand if you use super chat, YouTube takes a big chunk, which is fine if you want to do that. And also, but if you do it through streamlabs.com/miniwargaming, then obviously that will. Oh, and Colin's gonna be doing stuff in the background, making noise.
Sorry.
Because, like I said, he's working on this room, and we gotta make sure it actually works. So, and I'm gonna make sure I can see when people actually do contribute. Where do I see where when people actually do contribute?
Contribute to.
If they super chat or are they doing the donation? Because I want to be able to thank people when they do that.
That.
You don't know.
Question.
Okay, so Colin doesn't know yet either.
For Aaron.
All right.
Uno momento.
I thought it shows up on the restream, which is fine. Juan Antonio, will you bring the streams on the YouTube channel? Probably not. The thing is, once you are a Twitch affiliate or Twitch partner, you're not allowed to simultaneously stream through Twitch and YouTube. That's one of their requirements. And since there's all the revenue options through Twitch, then they'll just show up on the stream. Okay. then we want to make sure that we're not going against their terms and services. So right now we're doing that just to kind of advertise it. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let's just get into this. Let's start talking about Dungeons and Dragons. So you can see this all right here. This is the city of Herrenberg. So what I basically had each of the characters do, each of the players do, is come up with their characters and give me a backstory. Maybe a bit more backstory than people would normally do. Like, for example, actually come up with the location of where they were born. And I gave them leeway to add, to make as much or as little as they wanted to. I didn't want to force people to make more backstory than they actually cared about. And then I would work all that backstory into it as much as I can to come up with the plot, come up with the locations. So, for example, I'll pull up the main map. Yeah, I know, I didn't change anything though. So, while that's pulling up, basically, like for example, Jeremy, who's playing Brother Rin, a human cleric. Eventually, he's a cleric of the goddess Kalina, which is the goddess of the dead. Or goddess of death, I should say. And yes, there's existing gods and goddesses in the regular pantheon. This one kind of, it incorporates, this is all in the D&D universe, so there could be gods from the Forgotten Realms, all that kind of stuff, and then we're going to create our own as well. Probably going to mainly focus on our own, that way we can just have them do exactly what we want them to do. And so, with Brother Rin, for example, he decided that he worships Kalina, and that her statutes are that the dead should remain dead, and that all have one life to live. So kind of a lawful neutral. You know, it doesn't matter if you are good or you're bad. It's not about whether you go to heaven or hell. It's just like once you die, you're done. So obviously opposed to that, opposed to raising the dead, or even just regular resurrections of good people too. And in her symbol is an owl. And so for that, he's like, okay, I got that. So I actually am going to create a temple to Kalina in Herrenberg. Now Herrenberg, that was from, yeah, that's from Jeremy as well. So Jeremy grew up, had a backstory, and then his character ended up being a beggar in Herrenberg for a while before he finally converted as an acolyte to the worship of Kalina. So this all happened in there. So he said that he begged in Herrenberg, in a big city called Herrenberg, and I decided, oh, that'll be the main setting then for right now. So yeah. So that's just one example. So when we look at the big map right here, you can see Herrenberg right here. And then there's Immertoft. So who was from Immertoft? So up here we have the kingdom of Moraloon. This is an elven kingdom up in the north. And that was Thomas's character, a high elf wizard named Elrius Amikir, the seventh son of a seventh son. So he's actually a high elf wizard noble. And so he has a whole backstory why he leaves and everything and comes down south. Immertoft, I believe, is... I didn't write it down in here. That's another one of the characters. Another one of the characters is from Pascale. And so I put that one in there right now too. So that's kind of the current locations were from the players. But I don't even have a name for the continent yet. Like, what's this area over here? This desert. What's this weird looking place right here? What's all this up in the frozen? I just kind of threw it together. These islands haven't even been finished yet. You know, what are these islands? What's all this down here? What's this jungle part down here? I really don't have much of a backstory. All in here is kind of swamplands. We obviously got a nice big mountain range along the middle, a mountain range along this coast, another mountain range over here, all sorts of rivers and lakes up there. But yeah, so just a reminder, if you're on YouTube and you want to help us be able to get to our Twitch partner level, just go over to twitch.tv/miniwargaming and watch us over there. That would be really, really useful. So, but before we, you know what, yeah, let's grab a few ideas for the entire continent. When you look at it, and anything, even the named places, what kind of concepts do you think would be cool to incorporate into this? And I'm going to open up my notebook to where I actually take care of the entire continent and start writing the ideas that I like. So go ahead in the chat and type in ideas for a name of a place. Like, names are fine. I have a hard time coming up with names, but it's more like, so what is it though? What's interesting about it? That's, for example, AN says a desert should be more enclosed by mountains, maybe to make it more interesting. Swamp of sadness in the middle. Are there any wars going on? That's a good question. I would hope so. I would see, there'd probably be several kingdoms in all of this. Dessert. No, desert. Miso's asking, can you tell us what type of adventures you'll be running and what the level of magic is? Are there any magical railways, or is magic very rare? I'd say it's like standard D&D kind of level of magic, where yes, there's magic, but it's not all over the place. Like a wizard in Herrenberg, there's actually a wizard's tower that's off to the east of it, as I can show you. So like wizards are not unusual, magic is not unusual, but you're not going to find it lying all over the place. It's not a high magic place where like everything is magic, everything is run by magic. It's more like I wouldn't say low magic, just kind of your standard. And the setting will there's that as well. So I don't want to go too much into the story of what I'm planning on doing, because I do have that planned already, because I don't want to give any spoilers. Mandalore says, so observation, Matt, the map looks good, but it's got a lot of water compared to our world. So specifically, how do I stop the chat from scrolling while I'm reading? Specifically, a lot of moving water, which in a medieval fantasy setting means lots of easy bulk transport. The waterway should factor largely in the cultures and history of this world. I'm not sure what you mean by it has a lot of water. Do you mean like the continent has a lot of inner lakes? I'm not sure why. Can we make a high elf community? Donkey Ender fans ask. Yeah, that's the kingdom of Moraloon. Is they're moon elves, but they're kind of high elves. Moon elves are high elves. Okay, so is there a way to stop the chat from scrolling when new people put in chat and restream?
I don't think so.
Because I just read and all of a sudden it's like, phew, disappears.
It just shoots up.
I'm new to this. Okay, name the content Easteros as opposed to Westeros. Yeah. The red looking place should be a demonic place. Yeah, I was thinking that this place right here, there's something bad going on there. That's what it looks like. Desert dwarves. Ah, frick, it keeps scrolling through the chat. Just got here. Did Matt say this is going to be Vault exclusive? No, this is not Vault exclusive. This will be a free. So you'll watch it on Twitch, and then a few days later it'll be posted. You can put it in slow motion mode. That's just a regular chat, but I want to... I'm looking at a different chat where it's combining both Twitch and YouTube. A hidden city in the mountains, perhaps in the swamp area, says Led Zepp. That used to be a booming trade city, but it flooded and went recluse. Yeah, that's cool. TBDA says, yeah, practically every one region there has easy access to water transportation. Every region would probably have a major port city. I see what you mean. So like no matter where it is, it's not hard to get to. And then somebody's asking where to get this map. It's not, I don't have it published yet. I will publish it once it's all done. The central mountain should be called the Spine of the World. You could have a dwarven kingdom in the mountains. Opens up the possibility of some classic underworld battles as they always delve too deep. This is from Taisho Maro. I like that. Spine of the World. Does that sound familiar? Is that from something? I always will do... Let's do a Google search. Spine of the World. Just we'll start that. Forgotten Realms Wiki. I was going to say, isn't that from... That's already something. Yeah, sorry if it's obvious ripoff like that. Not that you ripped it off. Maybe you came up with it independently. But I'm not gonna use that, unfortunately. Did I just close my restream chat? I totally just closed my restream chat.
Okay. So if you go back into it, and then all you have to do is click that.
And this is the chat.
Yeah. Oh, so it lost everything that's already been said, though.
Okay, sorry about that. You're still. Oh no, I know I'm still live. I accidentally closed the window at the chat. Go me.
We're new.
It's like a son telling his dad how to use a mouse. I know how to use technology. It's just this is all new. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Settings. Is there a way to in settings? Relay. No. Sorry, I'm just checking out something for here. Filtering, no. Analytics, no. All right, no, it's fine. Whatever. So sorry if you posted some ideas. So Arcblaze, oh, yeah, I don't like how it scrolls while I'm reading. I really like the whirlpool down in the Lower East. I was thinking that town next to it. Freaking crap. Stops. Okay, there's got to be another way to do this.
So it's just constantly going?
Yeah, like I try to read a comment, and it just, as soon as other people post their comments, it just automatically Like I wish it would say, "Hey, you got more comments down there," right?
Yeah, give you the option to scroll down.
Yeah, so that's something we got to figure out. And they have okay. So
Okay.
anyways, a huge fishing village, and they have a yearly challenge to catch the biggest fish in this dangerous whirlpool. Maybe magical creatures that live there. You can name the whirlpool the Fisher King's Pool. You're writing down things that you got to figure out.
Yep.
So that's from Arc Plays. That's cool. Whatever you do, just don't close OBS. Yeah, I know that. All right, I know that. What did I use to make the map? Incarnate. Incarnate. Do a Google search for that. Even dwarves in that mountain range could have a port city. It's really bothering you, TBA, that I have that much water in there, eh? It's just like, there's too much water. Too much water. It's like, it's okay to have lots of water. Somebody, we have Zergalurgadurg, one neat idea I got from Gaunt's Ghost books that I incorporated in my D&D campaign. In the big forest, making so that trees are constantly shifting and moving. So there are no known established paths through them. This has led the whole group of people that use their skills to guide people through the forest for money. This is fun because you can use divine intervention to move them to specific places or just make it easy to get lost. I like that. I'm going to write that down. Shifting forest. Okay, this pen doesn't work. Shifting forest. Paths constantly change. Since there's so much water, you should do riverboat gnomes. Big hug to Cullen. A bugbear town would also be awesome. Can the Wright Islands be like a raider colony, maybe? Now, you have to realize those are islands, but they're huge. Like they could have a few cities of their own. They could be an entire kingdom on one of those cities. TBDA, it's like the Mediterranean. Every culture would be involved in naval trade and warfare. Not being involved would have to affect that nation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind starting there. This is just one of the places. We'll explore this for a while, and maybe we'll make other places. Steampunk river gnomes.
Did a
Riverboat.
donation pop up at all in this?
No, did somebody don't see? That's just it.
Yeah.
Did somebody donate?
We have $9.99 from Teddy Bear, or Teddy Bear without the E.
There's got to be a way to see that. Sorry, I'm gonna somebody.
Oh. Log into our channel or YouTube. Yeah. You just watch it, right? Because yeah, I see it shows up on TV.
Sorry, give me a second here.
Where's your iPad, Matt? Yeah, do you want it possibly on your iPad, or are you just gonna bring it up?
Or on your phone. You can just watch the stream on your phone and see.
Dang it! Just give me the new one. Sorry, everybody. This is not going as well as I'd hoped for. Hold on. Is that the donation right there?
Yep, that's it.
So.
Oh, that's somebody else commenting.
See, somebody else copied and pasted it.
Yeah. Which, thank you for that person.
Come on. Why aren't you at switching accounts? Switch account. Sorry, everybody. Give me a second. Don't frickin' switch accounts. Why won't you switch accounts? It says switch account, and then it's just like, here you go,
And
the same account.
Back to where you were. What the heck?
Screw you.
Maybe just sign out?
No, but then I'm. In a month, we'll be awesome at this. Until then, sorry. Yeah, but there's also the Streamlabs one. The Streamlabs one's not going to show up on the YouTube one. That's the super chat.
Right. That's a whole different way, right?
But there was a place to see it. So where's Streamlabs, for example? Streamlabs is right here.
Yep.
Dashboard. Isn't our dashboard?
Maybe,
Here we are.
I was going to say, maybe go to even live?
No, here we are.
Because does that,
Does the live show the donations?
it has some stuff in there.
14 minutes ago, Lomonson donated $5 and said, "You guys are awesome." Thank you.
So then if we scroll down, can we see the other one?
These are now more than, this is yesterday.
Oh, that's yesterday.
Sorry, everybody. figuring this out. Yeah, there he is again.
So it
That's the
doesn't
only one. But where's the super chat ones? If there was, maybe there aren't any super chats, which is fine.
If you go there,
Okay, so there has. Oh no, there's super chat right there. Yeah, Teddy Bear for $9.99. Yes, live streams are back, baby. Thank you, Teddy Bear, and King Yat You for £5. The South has Lizardman Cobalt. Yeah, so I'll read those in a second. So they are there. But I got to be able to catch them when they actually happen. Yeah, see, like this when I'm in here,
where
it won't keep scrolling down. So you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna open up Twitch,
Twitch as well.
and I'm just not gonna use the restream chat thing right now. Some
Okay.
people are suggesting I use it like on my phone and stuff. I don't have all that set up, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be doing it for that long. Although I've been wasting the first half hour just trying to figure this stuff out right now anyways. Okay, don't stream. Don't need it. What is the kobold population of the world? Adorable. There is at least one kobold in
Just
this
one?
world. At least. At least.
Okay.
So if we go live. Okay, so what I'll do is I will grab this. I will do like this.
Pull that
I will
one
put
over.
that over there. Sorry, everybody. Figure this out soon. I promise. Like that. So that we can have like that.
Perfect.
And then we'll grab this one.
That one you should be able to just. Is this pop out? Or it's in settings. If you go there, pop out.
Pop out.
Boom.
There we are. Boom. Okay. Restream, you suck on the
I mean,
in a
it's
window.
nice that you can combine your chats, but you should have some control over them.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, King, I'm going to go back over there. So, first off, got lots of people following, which is great. Lumanson giving us $5. Thank you, Lumanson. He says you guys are awesome. You're awesome too. So we got King Yatu who donated £5 to Super Chat. He says the South has lizardmen and kobolds that are ambushing forest archers due to their immense muscular build. So having more lizardmen and kobolds down in the South is cool. Teddy Bear, yes, live streams are back, baby. Gave us $10. Thank you so much. And oh, geez, we got a couple more. $2 from John Dixon. Matt, you just have to scroll up in the chat menu. And Fletcher Stevenson, $2. You need to make a living mountain named Steve. Mount Steve. That would. Oh, you know what? We need if we can get like a Latin version of Steve.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, yeah. Let's. Okay, hold on. Let's do that. So you can see. Meaning of Steve.
Meaning of Steve.
Not of Stephen. From Latin Stephanus. Mount Stephanus? That's still a little obvious. Mount Stephanos. Mount DeMarco. Stephanus. Mount Stephanus. You know what? I'll just write down. Mount Stephanus. Or we're going to have to come up with some variation of that. Stevius. Mount DeMarco. All right, Zergalurgaderg, another fun thing to do is to take a common Dungeons & Dragons stereotype and flip it on its ear. For example, orcs and goblins are traditionally evil, or at least chaotic. Instead, make it so they become civilized in their own way and are no longer met with derision, but they are respected. I did that with my Elves campaign. Essentially, they had enslaved all the other races in the distant past, and after the other races rose up, all elves are now shunned and met with suspicion. It's cool. I like that idea. In fact, you know what? You know what might be easier with all of this? Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. I'm having a hard time getting my head straight for the whole continent. I think it's partly because I'm still getting used to all the live show feature stuff. So let's zoom into the city of Herrenberg, and I want you guys to help me flesh out this city. So, for example, one of the thoughts that I had for this is that it's a big, big city. It's a big metropolitan area, thousands of people, tens of thousands of inhabitants. And I was thinking that here we could actually mix in some of the lesser accepted races. Like, for example, you see right here I have it named Goblin Town, because I'm actually thinking of having even the ones that are considered neutral or lawful evil in here. Chaotic evil would be hard, but maybe on this continent, goblins. I don't want to make goblins no longer evil, but maybe they can tend a little bit more towards neutral than evil. And so that they're there, because you think about it, like in real life, your cities are populated by evil people and really good people and neutral people as well. And that's all just people. And so I realize that stereotypically we say like goblins and orcs are evil and elves are good, and humans, of course, are the only ones that can do the whole broad spectrum. So I actually do want there to be goblins there. And there's like a jungle district right here that would have some other creatures, maybe lizardmen, for example. And then just kind of talk, over up here, there's the dwarven mines and the dwarven village, so that's where the dwarves would be. So we still kind of separate people by districts, just to kind of give each of those flavors. So any ideas that anybody has for these areas? So you see all these names in white. Those are not the names. Those are just describing, like, what are we going to call these ruins? What are we going to call this hamlet? What are we going to call the North and South River? So, Kiefer Killjoy. In D&D lore, Minotaurs are shown as a seafaring pirate race. They generally live on small islands on the edge of a continent and plunder trading vessels. That could be an option. Yep, I can write that one down. Minotaur pirates. I like that, from Kiefer Killjoy. Lumenson says, for Goblin Town, would it be inside the walls or a slum outside of it? It could be, I don't know. It's a good question. Definitely, I picture it being slums. Be kind of interested if they also kind of use the sewers beneath it. Because this city is definitely going to be old enough that it has got catacombs and sewers and lots of things going on beneath it as well. Trickle that says, you just described Zootopia. Yeah. Yeah, basically. What's wrong with Zootopia? Zootopia is a great movie. So let's scroll down here. Is Matt reading from Twitch? I'm reading from YouTube and Twitch. Don't forget the hippo people. All right. Make them the oppressed slave class in the suburbs, says Mad Chef. Yeah, there could be like that kind of. $2 from John Nixon says, try the Nordic language. Thank you, John. Maybe I'll take a look at that. That could be the Scoliosis mountain range. Oh boy. Okay, so I can tell you right now, for example, let's just do this. Text tool. Let's actually do something right here. We're going to, of Kalina. So this is the temple I was talking about. There we are. That's the goddess of death. And then I actually had two other gods that we're going to be worshipped with. We have these two temples right here. And so there's going to be kind of a competition between these two. So we have the temple of Samara, which will be the goddess of rot and fertility. So this one was inspired by Nurgle from Warhammer 40k, except that it's not about despair. It is actually a true neutral goddess, so not lawful neutral or chaotic neutral or good or evil, just true neutral. Basically, there is cycle in there is beauty in the cycle of life, and that decay is necessary to bring about fertility, and the symbol being a rusty sickle. And so they love things that are rotting, but they also love compost and gardening and all how it all comes about. So they don't want disease and all that kind of stuff. They want things that'll naturally break things down and then build something new. Whereas the one right across from there is going to be the temple of Baal, the god of preservation. Now, the idea of preservation coming from Brandon Sanderson and his Mistborn series. But basically, this one's interesting, I think, because it's also a true neutral. Everything must remain as it is. So no matter what it is, it needs to remain that way. And the interesting thing here is that the acolytes to Baal have a hard time proselyting and going out and trying to convert more people, because they're like, well, we shouldn't technically convert more people because then we're changing them. But we want more people to believe what we believe. So they're often having that kind of hypocritical kind of thing where it's like, leave things as is, but we're going to try to make things to make sure they leave them as is. So we're going to actively leave things as is by stopping people from not leaving things as is, even though we're going to change the people who are changing things, even though we should leave the people changing things because that would be leaving them as is. It's an impossible concept to really be able to follow. And so Baal doesn't like Samara at all, because Samara is like, no, we like this cycle. We want things to rot and decay away and then build something new. Not just the same thing, but something new. Whereas Bale's like, no, it's got to all be the same. And so those two would go, would go against each other. Somebody's put an idea that I'm going to take. Bopraman, perhaps the ruins, so up here, can be the remnants of an ancient monarchy's palace. I like that. So I'm going to just call them the palace ruins for now. Just to give us our flavor. But I like that a lot, so thank you. Stated subject, maybe some cities are famous for one industry, such as one for steel, one for cotton, etc. Yeah, I like that. So what is this city famous for? All right, so that's some Twitch ones right there. The Webster says, so Bale can enforce evil if evil is the norm. It isn't, yeah, I guess that would be it. That's what's true neutral. So it's like if things are the way they are, then they should stay the way they are. And that's an ideal that they have. D&D Spec Ops says, Matt, great videos. Been watching you all for a long time. Your whole crew are professional, knowledgeable, enjoy our content. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you. Ryan Ford says, which way does the ocean tend to flow, north or south from the coast? That would determine which river, north, south or north, is better or cleaner. Good question. I hadn't really determined that. So let's just say it flows south. I don't know. What does the Atlantic flow? Which way does the Atlantic flow? Which way does the Atlantic flow? I know it's not just going to be a simple... Maybe there's an image. Because we have the Gulf Stream. Yeah, it kind of goes, does it go up? It goes, whoa, jeez. That's Newfoundland. So it kind of goes south, and then there's a North Atlantic current on the other side. You know what? Just, we'll just pick south. It goes south. Simple as that. Oh, here's an interesting one. Oh, see, now it's showing Super Chat over there. Come on, make up your mind if you're going to show it or you're not going to show it. Patrick says, make a dying tree on the neutral ground between the two temples. Make it a side quest hook in conflict between the two religions. I love that. I'm going to write that down. A dying tree. So there'll be like some sort of area right here. So the one's like, no, you got to... So yeah, how would the preservation guy even handle that? It's like shellac the whole thing, preserve the dying tree. It's the symbol of their anger towards letting it just rot away and cycling it. Yeah, so they should be like they should be all about preserving things. So they like to mummify dead bodies rather than burn them. They like to make jams and canned goods to keep them the way they are. But I am gonna write that down. Dying tree between temples. I like that. Okay, so Zerglergerderg, so just looking at the map for a minute, it seems to me that all the slums should be on the outer banks of the rivers, while the most prosperous people live and work on the island where the ports are. Making that southern hamlet Goblin Town makes sense as it's downriver, and they'll have to deal with all the junk thrown in the river upstream. I was, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I could change a lot of how this works. Because the way I had it structured was that the city is actually the island, and that out here you got like farmland, you got a little couple hamlets and all that. So this is not even a slummy area. And up here, same thing. So this is actually the city. Now, like I said, Incarnate is a little limited in what I can do. Like I got a wall right here, but this doesn't quite show the scale of the city. Like the city is supposed to hold like thousands, if not tens of thousands. So obviously this is not the size of a building. I think I want to go to a more traditional kind of top-down map and get one of those built. Right now I'm just trying to develop the concept of it and kind of the feel of it to see what it's like. So there might be a little more inner cities. And in fact, it's funny because when I look at this map, I like it, but then at the same time, there's a lot of things I want to change. So the nice thing is what we're working on right now is we can work more on what the things are, and then I can always reposition them if I decide to make a new map out of it. Because I just threw this one together in about 3 hours just to get the ball rolling on the ideas that I have for everything. But yeah, having it downriver. So having it more filthy down here. So you know, I'm just going to throw a little note. Note tool. How does this work? Filthier downriver. That seems weird. Note body. Not quite sure. Oh, there we go. Filthier downriver. I'm just going to put that as a note really quick. The city of great libraries? Yeah, not really. We have Wizards Island over here, which will have some libraries. Since there's since there's cities on a river, there would be likely a lot of trade coming in from the river. Is there some mechanism like raising bridges to allow for larger ships to go up and down river? It's a good question, because these bridges are just what they look like. That depends on how big these bridges are. They could be enormous. But maybe having one of the rivers have those kind of mechanisms. So like lift bridge. For example. So that the big, so that restricts. Yeah, I don't know, how would a medieval lift bridge work? Gotta look that up. All right, switch over to our YouTube chat. Ryan Ford, I always like the idea of a rat folk kind of Skaven-like race that lives near the water ports. In my mind, they always just make good pirates and other horrid individuals. Or the website says the sails of ships could have a mechanism to fold the sails down. That's true. They could always be pulled. Like there could be an entire trade of pulling these big ships down with horses and tugboats and that kind of stuff. Fletcher Stevenson just gave us $1.99, thank you. Are you guys going to do D&D? I would kickstart that. We are. That's what we're prepping for. We're not doing a Kickstarter for it. We're going to be live streaming it starting in December, the first Tuesday, hopefully. Will this video be on the channel? I'm not sure if I'm going to post this video. It's been mostly me trying to figure out live streaming. Okay, Priests of Baal eventually turn to stone so they don't change anymore. LOL. Nibbles basement. Yeah, they like petrification, I guess. Something like that. Don Cernet, what if the city was created after the Great War? Where are all the races converged so they can be equal, but instead there was a separation such as you have on the map right now? Yeah, maybe it started off as kind of a utopia, like a Zootopia kind of thing, but then it descended. That's an idea. Let me write that down. City started as utopia for many races and then degraded. To where it is now. Awesome. I'm cooler name. Will this D&D campaign be on the channel then? Yes. What we're planning to do is live streaming it. Eventually when we have a Twitch partnership, then the only way to see it right after we finish streaming it will be on Twitch. But then some of our RPG shows, like this one, we're starting a D&D one, will be posted on YouTube afterwards a few days later. And we plan on doing a 40K one starting in January, February for Wrath and Glory as well. And then later next year doing Age of Sigmar when that one comes out too. Curse of live streams. Webster, oh, you could make the Priests of Baal get flesh to stone as their deity spell. Hall's Variety Pack, City of Many Races, as in like chariot style races? No, as in races, as in like species. And then Zergolurgaderg, is there a ruling class in a city? Like, is there a dominant thing? That I still have to figure out too. So I got some ideas for that. So let's name some things. Let's name some things here. let's name, for example, yeah, let's name the bay and the rivers. Let's come up with some names for those. Warlock's Tower. What government institutions are present? I'm thinking it's going to be not a very good government, like it'll be a repressive one. I don't want this to be a happy place, necessarily. I want there to be a lot of tension here. Bay of Many Tears, Bay of Haren. Honestly, I like South River. Well, we could come up with one name for the river, and it could be like something, North something river, and South, it could be like North Herrenberg River and South Herrenberg River. The Sweeping Tongue Bay. The Big Brother and the Little Brother. This one looks bigger than the other. River Myra. Beals Bay. Theocracy. That could always be like run by a theocracy where they're constantly converting back and forth between Samara and Beal. There's not really a bay there. Well, remember this is bigger scale than what you might see right here. Upper and Lower town name. Okay, so Upper Herrenberg River or Upper River. So like Upper Herrenberg. I don't know. I want to come up with something other than Herrenberg River. River of the Dead. Mercatura. How about Sorbet? Sorbet. Ha ha ha. Oh, is it 2:20 already? Oh, yes, we're going to be playing Wrath and Glory. Bergs Bay. Upper Herrenberg Bay. Or River, sorry. Lower Herrenberg. Although to them it's not upper and lower, it's northern and southern, right? But maybe it's based on something else. Because it could be like Upper Herrenberg over here and Lower Herrenberg over there, because we come to the mountains, this will naturally slope up. Now, in Incarnate, I can't really show that kind of thing really easily. It's not impossible, but it's hard. The Wizard's Bay, or Wizard's Strait, or Wizard something. You name the mountains, and you can name the rivers after the mountains it flows from. That's true. North Heron River. Upper Herrenberg River. No, yeah. Heron Bay, Ritual Bay. I like Heron Bay. Let's try that for now. But we don't want to use Heron too often. Then it becomes Heron Bay, Heron Port. Jungle District. Conjunction. Wizard's Coast. Very nice. Name them after the two temples. Yeah, that's how it usually works. Upper is the top of the hill, says Banjo. We're simple folk in Wales. Yeah, both of these flow outwards to the sea. None of these don't flow inwards. They both flow out to the sea. What program is being used is Incarnate. Okay, you know what? I only have 10 minutes left. And so I've got some ideas. I'm going to write those down. But let's switch over a little bit. I'm just going to answer some questions. So if you have any questions about... I'm going to be doing a live sit and talk, by the way. We'll hopefully have more of the details worked out on Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. John Dixon, $2, The Port of Wings. Port of Wings. The Mine of Lost Souls for the Dwarven Mine, says Emil Johansson. So I'm just going to basically, let's just do a live Q&A right here. If you want to ask any questions you want about our upcoming live stuff or role-playing games or mini wargaming in general, go ahead and do that. I am going to do a full live sit and talk this coming Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So How legal is gambling in Herrenberg? The Webster says. I'm sure there's going to be gambling there. Is it legal? I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. Support of many races, are they separated by districts? Yeah, that could be the idea here, is that there's districts. There's like the Goblin District, the Jungle District, the Merchant District, and you'll find that in the Merchant District it's this class of, so you see more like of humans and elves intermingling, and the dwarves are kind of on their own in the north. So there's all these racial tensions there, which I think would be interesting. The Fourth Firth, Fletcher Stevenson donated $1.99 to make that suggestion. Well, thank you very much. That's a great idea. Oh yeah, and just if you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to help us out, we're trying to apply for the Twitch partnership level. So the more people watching us on Twitch, the more that helps. If you want to follow us on Twitch as well, that'd be great. For such example, BY Cakes has followed, B Moser has followed, Lord Jev has followed, Silver Draconian has followed, Hall's Variety Pack has followed, Sanqua 53 has followed, and many, many more. So thank you very much for all of that. Will there be discrimination against non-humans, or will the city be a free place? Well, the idea, there will be discrimination between the races. I don't know if there'll probably be like one or two dominant ones. Whether that's human or whether it's not human would be interesting. Might even be more interesting for it to be not human. Maybe it's like run by dwarves who see everybody else as below them, beneath them, even though obviously they're not very tall. Rogue Heart, when is the first session supposed to stream? The idea is we're going to start the first Tuesday in December. We stream it in the afternoon, probably from 12 to 5 Eastern time is my guess. Maybe 12:30 to 4:30. Be like 4 hours roughly, but we'll have some breaks in there too. Zeta subject, who would you trust a dungeon master if you were off ill? Right off the bat, Luca. We actually have our own personal D&D group that we play at my place every Thursday night, and we rotate between 2 different campaigns every other week. I'm the DM for one of them. We play Tomb of Annihilation, which is really awesome. And then Luca is the other DM for Curse of Strahd. So that's what we've been doing to get into D&D. The Soviet Scooper, is the Wizard's Island only accessible from the wealthy district? If so, magic could be the power that's held above the people in the lower districts. That's true. It could be that the wealthy things have something to do with that. I was wondering though, maybe the wizard is more like there's a wizard who, has his island and he's kind of set apart. Maybe he's strange or powerful or something that people kind of leave him alone maybe. Or maybe he's the one that teaches people. Oh, we got a ton of people that just followed. Thank you so much. Yeah, so yeah, that was one of the ideas I had for that one. More of it will get developed as they adventure in it and as I have to develop these different areas. So, Kimsey Bimsey, Matthew, it's been a long time since we've seen Quirk. Yes, unfortunately, Quirk no longer works at Mini Wargaming. I'm not going to go into all the details, not really appropriate to do so. You'll probably see him in future battle reports, but he no longer works here. Listen to Preacher, are you going to force Dave to play Lawful Good, hellbent on destroying all chaos? Dave's not going to be playing in this campaign. It'll be Stephen Luca, and then we got Kenny, who is a regular guest, and we got 3 other guests who you'll be meeting for the first time probably, Ben, Jeremy, and Thomas. So we've got Steve playing a halfling rogue, Nibs Bumplikin. Luca will be playing half-orc barbarian that he doesn't have a name yet for. Ben will be playing human bard, Tatiana. Jeremy will be Brother Rin, a human cleric. Thomas, Alrius Amakir, a high elf wizard noble. And Kenny will be Lars Frank, a human fighter soldier. That is our group. Here we are. Will pirates be allowed to land there? Maybe. If they bribe the government enough, maybe the government actually runs the pirates. Who knows? Ghost Lyle, I've been posting this from the start. It's not about this city. Yeah. He could be a city hermit. All right. I demand death by bear. Maybe this island, so Don Cernet says, maybe this island is cursed and people always fall ill. That is why it is temple for a death god. And maybe the wealthy population keep themselves healthy using magic from the wizard's tower. I was thinking that there would be, under the Temple of Kalina, and throughout a good portion of the city, there would actually be a lot of catacombs where they've buried a lot of dead. And that's actually a big deal in the one district. Like even even coming up with the district over here where it's like underneath there's just a lot more than you'd normally see, because it's something that they adhere to so much. An ancient breakfast soup. Oh no, an ancient elven burial ground. Something like that. The real C.B. Tret. I quite like the idea of dwarves ruling Herrenberg. I'm thinking of that. So when I go to the city, for example, government, dwarves. All right, there we go. Anthony Yates. Matt, do you actually use Bing? No, unless I accidentally use it because it was set as a default. I change it as quickly as I can. Zachary Major, when will the D&D content be available? We'll start streaming in December, and when we stream, we'll then post it on YouTube probably like 2 or 3 days later. That give us time to render it in the way that we want to put it out there. And also, once we are a Twitch affiliate and Twitch partner, and we have Twitch subscribers that have exclusive access to videos on demand, then we want them to be able to have first access. Also, we'll post it. Anything that is going to be exclusive to Twitch will also be in the vault, but these shows will be posted on YouTube as well afterwards. Mitchell says, Matt, I miss Paul and Fireman Tim. That's going back quite a bit. Lumenson, will the snack fund be making a return? No, we're not going to have a snack fund because we're going to be doing this as a regular thing. We're hoping that we can support it through the donations, through Super Chat, and also through people sign up for Twitch subscribers once we qualify as an affiliate as well. So if you want to help us with that, if you're watching on YouTube right now, go to twitch.tv/miniwargaming. Go there and watch there instead, just to get our numbers up on Twitch. Also, if you can follow us on Twitch, then that would be great. I see we just had a lot of people who've been following us, so just click that follow button. That way you will be able to be notified whenever we do start a live stream. And we're going to be doing a lot more live streams on a regular basis. Lictorin, you might find some good inspiration from Freeport, the City of Adventure. They have around 300 pages going on to almost every shop and district. I'm going to write that down. Ideas. I'll look that up later. Freeport, the City of Adventure. Can you make a scenario, Nike says, where Steve and Luca are the only ones there alone together, where their characters have to solve a problem to get back to the rest of the group? I don't know about that. Gorgut says, is there a reason that the north side of the island has no walls? Yeah, because I couldn't get them in there without covering everything up. So nothing here is finalized. This is just a general idea of the city. I'm going to be changing the other stuff. Miso, the city could be an oligarchy and everything else is a kingdom. I like that. Isn't that the way they'd be under pressure? War Bubbler says, this is pretty cool because I was just literally watching Blue Collar Heresy, The Hospital. That was awesome. The Webster says, those catacombs sound like great for a necromancer plotline. Obviously, yeah. If you're playing D&D and there's catacombs and they have lots of dead bodies, then some necromancer is going to want to mess with that. Mad Chef, magic in the city through spells, but nothing in the suburbs for the oppressed. Good start. Yeah, I like that. So, magic equals power, which obviously is normal anyways, but like, and it equals higher class. That would be interesting for them interacting with the characters who have magic and who don't have magic. Mitchell Wakers, is there any conflicts going on in this world? Might be cool for the city to be attacked while the campaign is going on. There's definitely going to be conflicts. A lot of things have to be fleshed out still, so I don't have them all. I do want there to be different kingdoms, different city-states, some of them at war, some of them uneasy alliances, all that kind of stuff. Zergalurgaderg, have you figured out how they're all going to meet yet? Yes. In this case, it's not going to be like, hey, you all came to a tavern together and now you're getting recruited. When we start the very first mission, most likely they're going to start already having been recruited, already being together, and already on their first assignment. And so I'm actually going to have them. I'm developing what that assignment and who's going to have recruited them is. I'm going to tell them before we get there in that first mission. I'm going to be like, okay, now I need each of you to come up with the reason why you have accepted this or have looked for this. So rather than having the first mission over the first episode be the typical, get it started by seeing if they'll even give them the whole missions and see if they'll accept all that kind of stuff. We're going to actually skip all that and just jump right into the action. So it should be interesting that way to see what they come up with. Kiefer Killjoy, what application are you going to use to show maps and rolls? Roll20? No, the application is going to be Rolling Dice, because this is all in person. We're in a studio, everybody's there together. And we're going to have a map with minis, and we'll have a camera showing that. So we don't need to use any digital medium besides, obviously, live streaming. Now, the players are welcome to use whatever they want, whether they want to use papers or whether they want to use D&D Beyond on their iPads, whatever it is. Having some large bouncer like thugs around. Imagine a high-class goblin. Love the idea of a goblin running the town. Yeah, I don't think I'll have a goblin run it. Cimmerian one day more. Samurai one day more. Wish I could GM. Had an idea based on Augustine's wreckage. GMing is fun. Bad commander. Ogre bodyguards could be cool for the elite who feed them enemies. That's true. Okay, I'm out of time. Thank you for all your ideas. I've got lots of stuff written down. Sorry for all the technical problems for the first half hour. We're still figuring all this stuff out. We'll be live show experts over the next year. Until then, we're going to be messing around trying to figure out how to get all the chat and stuff to work nicely. But thank you so much for everybody who's followed us and subscribe. Make sure you go over to twitch.tv/miniwargaming. And, I'll put that right in the chat for YouTube. Twitch.tv/miniwargaming. Go over there and follow us there. That way, we can. Basically, like I said, we're trying to get to the Twitch partner level, which means we need to have more viewers. Followers, not so much, but having more followers means that people will be notified when we're actually going live, because that'll do a better job. You can have it set up to send you an email whenever we do go live. So go check that out. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's see if I can figure out how to end the stream. Oh, I do see a button that says end stream. That'll probably do the trick. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wargaming.